Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's Last Post ceremony. My name is Emily Hiles, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Air Force is Squadron Leader Aaron Fitch. This evening, we warmly welcome the delegation representing Kedron Wavell RSL sub-branch. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. The live stream of this ceremony is made possible by the Returned and Services League of Australia and the RSL and Services Clubs Association. We welcome members who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by visitors to the memorial and students on behalf of Fairholme College, visiting from Toowoomba, Queensland, and students from Warrawa Aboriginal College, visiting from Healesville, Victoria. If you're able, please stand and join in singing the National Anthem. Please be seated if able. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where family and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved. And here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we'll read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths and floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Trooper Charles Daniel Patten. Charles Patten was born on the 12th of November 1881 in Quorn, South Australia. He was the oldest of 11 children born to Charles and Catherine Patten between 1881 and 1908. Charles attended school in Barrandilk and then Quorn until December 1894, when he left school at the age of 13. After finishing school, Charles remained in Quorn, working as a farmer. He joined the Quorn Rifle Club in 1900. Charles was an active member of the Rifle Club and won the Captain Watts Silver Club for his shooting while he was a member. Charles Patten enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force on the 18th of January 1916 in Adelaide, South Australia. He was 34. His younger brother George had already enlisted, joining the 16th Battalion in July 1915 and embarking for the front for 21st of September. Charles joined the 16th Reinforcements for the 9th Light Horse Regiment in the rank of trooper. He left Australia on the 28th of April 1916 in HMAS Baccarat, bound for Egypt. After arriving in Egypt, Charles joined the 3rd Light Horse Training Regiment at Tel El Kebir. He remained with the training regiment until the 1st of August 1916, when he was taken on strength for the 9th Light Horse, who was stationed at Ballybunion, a post of the Sinai side of the Suez Canal, just southeast of Canberra. The regiment was involved in fighting Ottoman forces in the Sinai Desert through 1916. In early August, they advanced from Ballybunion to Najid and then to Abu Dahab, where they were involved in fighting of the 9th of August. During the fighting, Charles and 3 other members of the regiment were captured by the Ottomans and taken prisoner. Shortly after Charles's capture, his brother George was killed in action at Flanders in Belgium. After being taken prisoner, Charles was transported from the Sinai Desert to Afyon Karahissi camp in Turkey. He remained there until October 1916, when he was transferred to a camp in Angora. Conditions in the prisoner of war camps were often unhygienic and diseases ran rampant. By early 1917, Charles was suffering from malaria. He succumbed to his illness on the 9th of February 1917. He was 35 years old. Charles's remains were initially buried in the Armenian cemetery at Angora. As part of the efforts to consolidate the graves of Australian prisoners at the end of the war, after the end of the fighting, Charles' remains were exhumed and reburied in Baghdad's North Gate War Cemetery. However, the nature of the burials at Angora meant that his remains could not be properly identified, and so he is marked as being buried near this spot. Charles's name is also listed on the Roll of Honour on my right, among almost 62,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. A photograph of his headstone is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Trooper Charles Daniel Patten, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
If able, please stand for the reading of the Ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. lest we forget.
We leave this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of our director, staff and volunteers, thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial today. We wish you all a very pleasant evening.